Yeah. I'll tell you though, I mean, we're going to spread this around pretty much, so I'm not sure you're going to be good with that.
I'll tune it. That's fine. Rather.
Yeah, I mean, think.
Get the best sound.
Make sure you hold it nice.
Okay. Is this a good height for?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
That's your exercise for the day. We'll see how it is at the end of this. See how you feel. Thank you for doing it.
No problem.
Appreciate it. Everybody ready? We good? Check. Good afternoon. I am Butch Ely with Tennessee Department of Transportation, and we're here today to give you an update on the incident and event that occurred yesterday afternoon. We're only less than 24 hours at this point into it at this time, and so we're still learning a lot, evaluating a lot. And what I wanted to say is, of course, you can see behind me here, we had 4 slides that took place, and it didn't take long to overtake this entire road that we're standing on here. We had cars out here. You can still see we've got the last single vehicle today that has yet to be removed, but it will be shortly. They're working on it now. But TDOT did what TDOT does, and we responded very quickly. I'm glad here we have our friends from THP, our local officials, our other state officials came out in force responding to this incident, and we're very thankful for that. Also thankful that we did not have any fatalities or serious injuries or incidents as a result of this slide. So we're very fortunate in that way. I'm here today with our state senator, Senator Steve Sutherland, also here with our representative Jeremy Faison. We've also got our Cott County Mayor, Mayor Mathis. Thank you for being with us. Appreciate that very much. Before I turn it over, I'm going to turn it over to Will Reed, who is going to really give you more of an engineering and technical update about what we know at this time, what happened, and what has to be done in the coming days. But I also want to give a shout out to our other contractor partners. They were here working on this bridge, and we have engaged them to help us. So we have Blaylock, Allen, thank you for being with us today. We have Jones Brothers that has also been participating and helping us, and so we're going to respond. We're going to respond as quickly as possible to get this back open. We know how important it is to this region, to our economy here, and we're going to continue to get this work every day till we get this open as quickly as possible. Will?
Yeah, Will Reed, Chief Engineer, TDOT. As the Commissioner mentioned, give you a little recap of what TDOT's role has been in this in the last 24 hours. So yesterday afternoon, we've got, according to the National Weather Service, approximately 2.5 to 3.5 inches of rain in a 2-hour period. Once that rain subsided, our TDOT assets quickly went into recovery mode along with THP as well as Cott County's emergency management forces, and frankly our contractors that were on site. I want to thank them too. They were a big part of helping us recover, get folks to safety right off the bat. So once we were able to do that, we quickly went into cleanup mode. The contractors that were on site began cleaning up mud and debris where they could. We also had to divert the water that was continuing to pool onto the interstate and become a problem. So now that we have gotten those initial stages out of the way, we went to work late last night, early this morning with our TDOT staff assessing the damage. As the Commissioner mentioned, we've got 4 slide sites, this one behind me being the major one that are having to be assessed. One of the things we're looking at is the stability of the geology here. You can see behind me that a lot of the what we call overburden, the dirt that was on top of the rock here has slid off the side of the mountain. We've got to get that cleaned up and then assess the rock underneath, as well as the county road that's above that. So we're going to continue to do that throughout today. I can tell you at this point that what we feel like is we have a goal of getting the interstate reopened in the next 2 weeks. However, we have a significant amount of work to do down here at the interchange at 451. We think that's going to take a little bit longer, but we'll be able to give you more information on that as it becomes available. But right now, we have put Charles Blaylock and Sons to work as of 6:30 this a.m., cleaning up the site, so work is actively going on. We've had anywhere from 20 to 30 TDOT employees on site this entire time. Also have over 35 members or 35 contractors that are here helping. So we are, as I said, estimating 2 weeks. I want to encourage everybody. We're going to use the same detour routes that we used during Helene. Those will be posted on our website, so I want to direct everybody to those. And as more information becomes available about the status of repairs, we'll provide that via our website. I also want to thank, again, the local elected officials as well as our state partners. One of the reasons we're able to respond so quickly is the sound fiscal management of the state of Tennessee. Them passing the TMA a few years ago, we got cash in the bank, which allows us to respond very quickly, so I want to thank them. I also want to thank my counterparts in North Carolina. NCDOT was a big part of helping us retrieve vehicles as well as manage traffic on this corridor. We'll continue to work with them as we go forward, managing detour routes, and we'll have more information about the repairs as they become available.
Before we take questions, we'll offer opportunity for senators. Go ahead.
You know, it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up. And each time, Cobb County keeps coming up swinging. And we're proud of them for that. When you look at what happened here over the past few months, you know, already the whitewater rafting is back up and running. If you go downtown Newport, you know, it's opened back up again. So we're really fighting to keep everything going. If you're trying to come from North Carolina into Tennessee, you can always take Highway 2570 coming out of Hot Springs to Nashville that way. So thank you.
We'll go to the first Representative Adrian.
So what I hope the listeners know is that you can still come and raft. There's still rafting right here in Hartford, Tennessee. We want you to come. There's a great little restaurant called the Bean Trees, and even though we're down, we're not out. We will rebuild. We'll continue to rebuild. I'm talking with TDOT. They're not stopping all the other stuff that's going on right here. You can see this place has been devastated. All that work is going to continue as this work is going to continue. And the other thing I'd like to say is they're hoping within 2 weeks to have this completely right back open the way it was. So please continue to come here. Our county depends on the rafting and the people coming through here. So all of the viewers, call today. Get a trip coming down the river. Come see how fun this place is and support this economy.
Mayor Matt.
Just once real quickly, I just want to again commend everyone. This is like a miniature version of any disaster such as Helene. You've got the three aspects of it. You got the response, the rescue, and the recovery. And last night's response and rescue was everybody springing into action together. It was our county EMA, our emergency responders, TDOT, and all the folks, the engineers, and all the folks that were already working on this road just sprang into action. And that is why, thankfully, we were able to say today that we have everyone who is impacted by this. It was on the road in the home that was flooded. We've got everyone is accounted for. We have no injuries, no casualties, and everybody's okay, and even the pets were saved. So we want to say that thank everybody who had a part in that. And then moving forward, we're going to be have that same spirit of teamwork and cooperation in the recovery phase. And again, just as everyone here has said, we're hoping in 2 weeks, but however long that takes, we stand ready to help, and we are so grateful for the help from the state and the governor's administration. And just as a Representative Faison also said, the rafting is back up and running. We're hoping to make that better and enhance that as we go along. But we were down talking to the president of the Rafters Association today, and we're on site at one of the rafting companies, and they're up and running. The crowds are having fun. They're doing great. So absolutely, this is a setback. This is not a defeat. And as Senator Sutherland said, we are a resilient and resourceful people, and we are putting that into practice, and that's not going to change, and we are going to come out of this stronger than we went in no matter what. Thank you.
All right, we'll take a few questions if anybody has any, and then we'll get back to work. Anybody?
Yes, just how big of a miracle is it that just no injuries, everyone's accounted, and everyone was able to walk out safe?
Well, anytime you have something of this nature happen, which is obviously a force of nature, then when you come out of it with no injuries, we are very blessed and fortunate to be able to get through that. And so we're just happy about that. But much of it is due, as has already been said, to our first responders. The people in this community responded immediately. People were out here helping each other, and our workforce out here was helping those that were immediately impacted as part of this. And so we're thankful and grateful that everybody did come out okay.
Yeah.
Does this change the engineering of any of the work that was going on post Helene?
You want to answer
Yeah,
that?
I would say we do have some sites that we were working on that were impacted by this. The good thing is we got forces here. We've had forces here since Helene, so I'm confident that we'll be able to. This site you see behind you is the most, what I'll say, invasive with regards to the improvements that are going to have to be had. But again, we've got a good plan. We've I think shown a track record that we can respond when things like this happen. So I'm confident in TDOT. I'm confident in our engineers, and we're going to get it done quickly.
What caused the rock slide?
Well, we're still piecing that together, but the long and short of it is that's a lot of water in a very short period of time. Okay, when you have 2.5 to 3.5 inches of water that's very localized in a very short period of time, these things can happen. We are in summertime, and these storms pop up, and there was a flash flood warning that was issued, thankfully, by the National Weather Service. So, I would just say when folks hear that, you need to take those kinds of things seriously. And thankfully, folks did, and agencies were able to respond quickly. So I think that's a big part of it.
We know you said 2 weeks, hopefully 2 weeks. What kind of work is going to go into making sure that the side of the roads are clear and everybody that's working on that side of the barrier is safe to continue to do that work?
So this is what we do. Challenges when it comes to engineering and constructing things are what we love to do every day. So there'll be work going on over here at the same time there is over there. But we do challenging work all the time. We're not worried about that. As far as the scope of the repairs, what you'll see behind me, without getting too into the weeds, is you'll see some of this material that's on the side of the hill have to come off. You'll see what we call some scaling and trimming, where we actually take some of the loose rock off, and then we'll make sure that we get that county road up there, that slope safe, such that we don't have those issues in the future. May end up putting some rock drapes on there that are pretty common in this area. Again, we'll assess that as we go. There are actually engineers working in the office right now as I speak to come up with those plans for those fixes.
And you said there were 4, this obviously being the biggest one.
Yeah.
Where were the other 3?
They're scattered out throughout this stretch here. I will say I want to make clear that there is significant damage to this interchange. While we're looking at this one slide, there's several feet of mud. Those are entrance ramps to or exit ramps to an interchange down there. We're going to go to work getting those cleaned up such that we can assess what kind of damage there is there. But our focus is going to be on getting the interstate, getting connectivity, getting the interstate open as quickly as we can. We know this area depends on this route from a commerce standpoint as well as emergency services. So our focus is always getting our routes reconnected as soon as possible.
Let me add something to what he said. When this area of Tennessee hurts, the whole state hurts. This is a major artery that feeds all the way to Memphis. And I want to brag on TDOT just for a minute. I'm actually good friends with the state representative from right here on this side of North Carolina. And when all this was going on with Hurricane Helene, he called me one time. He said, "Jeremy, I hate to think that Tennessee does anything better than we do, but the way your Department of Transportation has responded with the quickness, the viciousness, the money up front, the way y'all done that, we could never do that in North Carolina." And I've looked and seen other states that don't have the capacity to answer with this quickness. With less than 24 hours, our guys are here. We're already working on it. We've got engineers, part of it. Blaylock and Jones are already doing the work. That's something that all of your viewers can be proud of. This is our state, and we're not in debt by doing that. This is ran well. And we've got a great commissioner that we're going to miss one day. He's announced his retirement. We're going to miss him. And but TDOT has ran well, and we benefit from how they run this state and our highways.
Y'all mentioned that you had funds available. Do you have an estimate of the cost? I know it's so early.
Yeah, it is early. Do you want to finish that, Commissioner?
You go ahead.
So right now we think we're in the $500,000 range with where we are, but again, I want to say, depending on what we find when we uncover this interchange, that could change. Unfortunately, we have a little bit of experience here lately with what these types of repairs cost, so we have some pretty good information on that. But that's where we're thinking right now, somewhere around $500,000. And the reason that's so important for a state like Tennessee to have that money is we're not dependent on another federal agency for us to go to work. We can go to work right now, and that makes a big difference in getting connectivity restored quickly.
Which was the big difference that they experienced there in North Carolina, in that because the action that was taken on part of the legislature to give TDOT dollars before we had these kind of incidents, so that we could react immediately and not have to wait on the federal government to come in and bail us out. So we were able to get to work immediately and put these dollars to work and get this work done. And so that's the important difference between that.
For any of the elected officials here, knowing we're 7-8 months removed from Helene, the initial disaster, seeing this happen again, what was kind of going through your all's heads, hearing that this same area was once again being impacted by flash floods and devastating slides?
Mayor?
When you first get the report, obviously we're still in trauma from, we still got that, ears are still ringing from 8 months ago. And so when that first call went out, immediately it was like, oh no, not again. But then within a half a second later, that is, okay, let's do this. And that's what we do. Whatever the challenge is, we're going to face it together head on, and we're going to overcome it. Doesn't matter what it is. Like just Senator Sutherland says, you get knocked down, so what? You get back up and you keep going, and that's what we're going to do. No matter what. If this happens again, we'll do the same.
And Mayor, that's my second question. I mean, just what does this tell you about Cobb County? It's been a 1-2 punch.
It's reminded, as has been said many times, it's reminded us who we are. That we are a tough and a resilient people. Our ancestors carved this community out of the wilderness, and we are the descendants of those people. And we still have that same toughness and resilience and unity, and that's what gets us through, and that's what we're going to keep doing. And with that, and the help of God and our friends at the state of Tennessee and TDOT and Commissioner Ely and everybody else and all of our friends and neighbors in surrounding areas, that's what's getting us through. That's what's always got us through, and that's going to continue to be that way. And we're going to make each day a little better than the last.
All right, we're going to go get to work, and we're not going to stop till we get this done. So thank you all for being here today.
Thank you.
Sorry.